Hello everyone, happy 2021. It is the first day in January, so I thought I'd do the next video on my list. It is a family day, so I'm thinking there's not going to be so many people online today. So remember, I'm going to do two lives tomorrow, one at 11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time? That's cool. Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time. And then one at 7 is just to have a little bit of diversity on times, because I wonder if there might be some people that struggle with the 7 o'clock. So I thought I'd put in an 11 o'clock. And it's all to say thank you to you guys for being such lovely subscribers, for sending me such great comments and so much support. It's amazing. So I just wanted to do, well, it's going to be 3 lives to wish you all a happy Christmas and an amazing 2021. And as we know, there's going to be a lot of change happening. But remember, guys, it's how you adapt to that change and how you use it to your advantage that is going to be how you get through 2021. That's going to be the major theme. Anyway, so my video today is a request from one of my lovely commenters and subscribers. You know who you are. So you're a life path 9. And you have a talent number, destiny number, or expression number of a master 22-4. Okay, so as you know, on your chart, your life path is the most important number on that chart. Okay, it's what you're working towards. It's your life purpose. Your life path, your life purpose, same thing to me. So everything you do on a daily basis is working towards the achievement of that path. Remember, your life path is not a talent. It is something you are working towards. Your talent shows up mostly in other numbers too, but most prominently in your expression number, the number that you were given when you were born. This is the talent that you have innately. So when you're a life path 9, you're working towards using your intuition, channeling from spirit, having good intentions because you're channeling from source energy, and having integrity and leading your people towards wellness. You know, the life path 9 is a path of leadership and teaching, almost like a spiritual teacher. And you're here to influence people, but it's important that you don't influence people negatively. You know, use spiritual law, use your intuition, take wisdom from source energy. That's how you're going to start to walk your 9 path. The expression number Master 22-4 has spiritual ability, the ability to connect. So it gives you the talent to connect to source energy, but you also have the practical ability to be able to build something amazing in this world to help you create the wellness that you need to create for your life path 9. So you're here to create wellness. You're here to be a humanitarian. You're here to help the world. Your 9 life path makes you a helper of the world, and your expression 22-4 gives you the talent to serve the world. So you've got to be thinking big here, and you've got the talent to do it. Okay, so you're helping the world. So you're creating wellness. That's for your life path. And you can use your master builder talents to bring something to this world that helps improve our wellness even more. Now, that could be individual, it could be environmental, it could be ideas that help people stop getting killed. It could be anything, mental, physical, or emotional, or spiritual, that you could bring to this bring to this world, and then as a master builder, actually create it as a secure entity in this world. Oh, it's quite exciting, I think, these 2 numbers together. Right, so stop babbling and move on. So, in a little bit more clarity, because I do go on a bit, your life path 9, you're here to work on issues of your integrity, to ensure that your intentions are for the well-being, again, key word for the 9, well-being of humanity, and not just for yourself, because a low-level life path 9 is your self-serving, confidence trickster that like schmoves into your life like, I'm here to help you, I'm going to do this, that and the other for you, but actually they're robbing you blind. That is the lowest of the low. Or the life path 9 that is the spiritual leader that decides that someone's going to die because they have different beliefs to them. That's very low level 9. Okay, so you're working on issues with integrity, and the reason that how you do that is channeling what you do, your intentions, your beliefs, from source energy, from the universe, from spirit, from God, however you want to describe it. Source energy, it is totally up to you. And channeling from source energy will help you ensure that your intentions are for the well-being of humanity and not just a blind belief that humanity has come up with. You're here to be an example to others by communicating your wisdom, your intuitive wisdom and spiritual laws to teach others, to help them to bring about their well-being. Your life, your very existence needs to be your teaching, because people are going to follow you. You've got to practice what you preach, because people are going to be influenced by you. This is what you're working towards, okay, as a life path 9. And as a 22-4, you have the social skills to help you do that. Double cooperation, tact, teamwork, ability to balance your responsibilities, because, you know, this could be a bit of an issue, as you're going to see further along in this video, especially for a life path 9. A little bit of a fixer, but I won't go into that yet. You have the talent to help your 9 life path by being that master builder. You're able to create structures, processes, organizations, ideas, bring them to reality to change the world. And as a life path 9 with a spiritual path, what you bring to this world might be spiritual in nature, or it might be something that develops humanity in a spiritual way, or even a physical way. But think about it developing humanity's well-being, and you have the talent to bring something practical to this earth. Breaking the life path down is what I'm going to do now. Is breaking the life path into sections, normally 10, sometimes 9 subsections of the life path 9. This is really drilling down on the elements needed to achieve the life path 9. So each slide shows one element of what you're here to achieve in the life path 9. So the blue column on the left is what you're here to achieve, and the white and green column on the right, the expression number, is the talent you bring with you that will help or sometimes hinder, because they are different numbers at the end of the day. So most importantly, your life path number 9, you're here to learn to follow your intuitive wisdom. Live to spiritual laws that you have channeled from source energy, universe, God, the universe, however you want to describe it. Rather than worldly laws, rather than worldly conventions and beliefs and ideals, you know, because sometimes the world doesn't always come up with the best worldly ideals and conventions. We only need to look into our past to know that humanity doesn't always get it right. But if we're channeling from our intuition, and as a life path 9, it is so important for you, channel those ideas, those ideals, those beliefs, those opinions. Make sure they really resonate in your soul, okay? Because you do tend maybe to follow those worldly laws as a life path 9. You can be a bit prejudiced. A low level 9 can even be bigoted, and they use these prejudices or perceived injustices as an excuse for your actions. Like some people in, say, highly racist organizations, they're really struggling with the 9 energy. But if you had followed your intuitive wisdom and followed a spiritual path, you would not have gone down that road. You would not have acted that way. Now, you may be able to relate that to your life in a different way, depending on your context. But you're going to understand on a deep level what I mean, and be able to associate that with your own life, maybe from your childhood. It's time to focus on faith rather than logic. And the issue is your expression number 22. I mean, it's both. You know, you have a spiritual ability and you're logical, but often the expression number 22 might tilt a little bit far towards the logical. And I don't know, you're an expression talent number 22. Source energy is going to be pouring all over you. What am I talking about? So your life path 9 needs you to follow your intuitive wisdom, as I've been going on about, from source energy over worldly logic. And the issue is your expression number 22 is very logical number, but you have that mix of the two. You just got to make sure that when you're a talent number 22, that you're balancing your spiritual and your logical side. Your 22-4 master talent energy gives you the talents of an old soul, which means you're sensitive, psychic, very intuitive. So you have the ability to channel from source energy if you use it. So it shouldn't be so much of a difficulty for you as a life path 9 when you have an expression 22, because you're already closer to spirit. The veil between you and spirit is already thinner. Take advantage of that and really connect to that intuitive energy, because you have the ability to do that. The only thing that will stop you is sometimes you can be too logical and practical, because you need to be, you're a master builder, but you need to know when to use it, and to not let your logical side overrule your spiritual, or sometimes vice versa, but not often. Okay, your intuitive wisdom that you have from the 22, an old soul energy, provides you with higher knowledge, access to those, access to ideas that you can look at worldly laws and conventions and really think, is this what source would want? Is this in line with source vibration? Okay, use that ability, because it will really help your life path 9. So to support that life path 9, prioritize your spiritual intuitive side on this bit, ahead of your logical. Okay, you need the logical. You're a master builder. I'm not saying don't use it, but sometimes you need to push the logical aside and tip to the spiritual, tip back to the intuitive, and ensure that the decisions you make are from your intuition and are not stepped all over or walked all over or changed by logical thought, where you've gone, well, I don't actually know if that intuition was right. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe I'll change my mind. Got to be careful of that, because you're a very logical talent number as well as spiritual. You need to learn when to use it, because your life path is a spiritual number. So ensure that you're using your spiritual side to its best. Okay, the logical is going to be useful for you, especially when you're needing to bring that idea to the real world to change our lives. But the spiritual needs to come first when you're a life path 9. Okay, don't forget that you have both, but put your spiritual and your intuitive first. And then when that spiritual intuitive idea is set in stone, when it's there, when you know it's right and people are learning from it, it's from then that you can put your logic into play and bring this amazing idea for the well-being of others to the real world. Oh, I'm gabbling a lot today, aren't I? So you're here to learn to act with integrity, do the right thing, basically, for the benefit of others. You're powerful, and you've got to use that power for the benefit of others and not just for yourself. For yourself sometimes, man, you've got to look after yourself as well, but make sure the things you do for others are for them too, and that you're not deceiving them in any way. If you say you're there to help someone, be there to help someone because you know from source energy that it's the right thing to do. Okay, remember that really low level 9 can be the confidence trickster, can be a bit selfish, but most 9s don't stoop that low. Okay, so I'm not saying that you do. Please don't get upset with me. Most 9s don't stoop that low. That's your criminal behaviour that only some people really stoop into. So you're here to act for the good of others. Use your power for the good of others and not act for selfish or nefarious reasons. Your life path 9 needs you to do that, needs you to work towards that. Your 22/4 talent energy means that you're talented at serving humanity. Your talent is of service. You're a service number. And you're here to serve humanity for their benefit, making you less likely, but possible, depending on your upbringing, but less likely to act nefariously. Okay, you're a master builder of structures, businesses, organizations, even secure and loving family structures. So to support your life path 9, use your master builder skills to build the integrity. Build with integrity and for the benefit of humanity, ensuring that everything that you bring to this earth is actually going to help people, not hinder them or hurt them. So that's going to mean things like ensuring your company or whatever you bring doesn't pollute the environment, or it doesn't hurt people in any way. It always acts with ethics and integrity for the good and well-being of humanity. That is for your life path 9. And your Master 22/4 can bring that amazingness for the good of humanity. Okay, a lot for you to think about if you haven't taken this much further. If you're a Life Path 9 Expression 22, you're here to learn to lead by example, your wisdom. People will look to you. People look to you for advice. People look to you for counsel. So you're here to learn to lead by that example and not to lead people down the wrong road. You can be quite domineering, an advisor with all the answers. I'll deal with it for you. Bit of a fixer sometimes, but you've got to let others make their own mistakes. You might be the wisdom-filled person that everyone's going to, but you must lead them by all means. That's what your life path is all about. But ensure that you are doing what you say they should do. Lead by example. If you tell them to have compassion for others, you've got to be feeling that inside and doing that as well. If you have teachings that you teach to others, you must follow those teachings as well. You know, your life's got to be your teaching. You've got to be authentic, so that what you teach to others is actually something that you practice yourself. Okay, but be careful not to be too domineering. Be careful not to take over people's lives, being the advisor with all the answers. Because remember, we've all got life paths and we've all got to make our own mistakes and learn by them. So the thing for the Life Path 9 is to know when to step in and help and promote well-being, and know when to step back and let that person learn their own lessons. So your 22-4 talent energy makes you an avid helper and wisdom-filled advisor like the 9, which will enhance that talent. And, you know, that's what you need to be for your life path. So that's a good thing. So you're an avid helper. You're a wisdom-filled advisor, which will support your need to advise from your Life Path 9. You're socially talented with your Expression 22-4, also logical and also intuitive. You've got both of those polarities, therefore able to lead by your own ethical example. But like the 9, you can do too much, meddle a little bit, be a bit of a fixer, sometimes too dominating, because the 22 can be quite a dominating number as well. Forget your boundaries, forget the boundaries of the other person, and overstep your own boundaries as well as overstepping the boundaries of the other person and doing too much. So boundaries, so important for these two numbers. Support your Life Path 9 by manifesting what you preach for your observers to assimilate and copy, but ensure that you're not stepping in too hard on people's lives. Know where the boundaries are, know when to stop and say, look, I've done all I can. It's time for you to walk your path without my interference, you know, because they've got to learn by their own mistakes. We've all got to learn by our own mistakes, right? You're here to make your life your teaching. Okay, so it's not just about leading by example and letting people copy you and follow you and watch you. You're here to make your life your teaching, so that what you do, people emulate and they do the same thing. They follow your teachings by watching what you do. You need to counsel with wisdom as a Life Path 9. Remember, this is what you're working towards. Making your life your teaching, being an example. You're a developed soul, so you're the totality of all the numbers, full of cellular experience and wisdom and higher knowledge. But you need to learn to access that and then push that out to the world by showing people, by manifesting that in the world, so that people can see that you do what you're teaching, that you live in the way that you show others that they should live. Very, very important for a Life Path 9. So your Life Path 9 needs you to channel that intuitive wisdom, live by that wisdom, and then emulate that for others so that others can see that. Make your life your teaching. So it's not necessarily that you always have to stand and preach and tell and teach and talk to people. Just by your example and the way you live your life should be how you're developing towards. Your 22-4 talent energy gives you access to a huge bank of previous experience, soul energies, soul experience that you could use and live by to help teach others. You know, you've got that ability in your Master 22 expression. You are shy, however. You like to be alone rather than one-to-one. So the 22-4 is social and talented, but you prefer smaller groups. You're not really into the loud, like real socializing, linking with people, because your 4 energy prefers smaller groups. And your 22 energy, master energy, and the 2 on its own is very, very sensitive. So an environment where there's loads of people, loads of noise, flashing lights, you know, you'd prefer social with smaller groups. So you can be shy a little bit at first. You'd rather be alone, one-to-one, or with small groups. Being the center of attention of a group, like being a speaker, might be a bit of a struggle, but it's not necessarily that you have to stand in front of a group of people and speak to be a teacher. You can just act in a way that promotes what you say. Oh, I like that. Act in a way that promotes what you say. I should write that one down. Okay, so you know the 22-4 might struggle to be the teacher. I mean, you can be. There's so many ways to manifest this energy, but you can be the type of person who just exudes what they say to the world. Okay, then you're still making your life your teaching, whether you stand there or not. But you can support your life path 9 by accessing your soul's experience in the 22 and sharing that knowledge with others confidently. Or you could teach one-to-one. Or, like I said, you could just express everything you do. Let's say you're a manager or a leader of a spiritual organization, or you have your own business. If you have ethics and spiritual ethics that you live by, ensure that you're making your life by your teaching, by just exuding that energy and doing what you say, acting what you say. Okay, stop going on, Kate. Okay. You're here to learn to be a humanitarian. So you're not here to just help the family, your community. You're a bit of a world helper, and your expression 22 gives you the ability to serve the world. So you've got to think bigger with these numbers. You're here to learn to be more of a humanitarian, to want to make the world a better place. You need to develop that global consciousness. So your 22 talent energy makes you excellent at caring. You know, you're a service number, and caring about those less fortunate, the 22. Building structures and organizations in the 4 so that you can really help the world to be a better place by bringing something down into reality. How cool is that? So support your life path 9 by using your innate compassion and your master builder skills to be that humanitarian. So you don't just wish or want to be a humanitarian. You've got the ability in the 22 to build that reality, that tangible thing that's actually going to bring that idea to reality, the structure, the organization, the business, the family, the group, whatever it is you build to put those 4 posts into the ground with your talent. You know, you can do it to help the world as a humanitarian. Then you're using your talent to support your life path. Just saying. You're here to learn to take responsibility for your powerful choices. As I said, you're a very, very, very powerful person in the expression 22 and the life path 9. And with great power brings responsibility, as we know. You know, you sometimes run away from the consequences of things you do wrong. I mean, we all make mistakes, life path 9. All of us do. But sometimes you don't always take responsibility for your choices, and you might run away and say it wasn't me, or run away from the consequences of your actions rather than standing up, facing it and trying to put it right if you can, or at least taking responsibility for what you've done and changing your actions accordingly. And if you can right that situation, amazing, do it. Okay, but that's what you're here to develop towards. So it needs you to use your power, your life path 9, responsibly, with others' well-being at your core. That is vital for your life path 9. Your 22 talent energy makes you incredibly powerful, but responsible. Okay, gives you that amazing talent to have that responsibility, that integrity in both person, and you're both person-centered, you're both task-centered. You use your innate responsibility for good intentions, and you also have practicality. So you have so many different tools to your disposal to support your life path 9. So you be powerful, but be responsibly powerful, okay, in the way you communicate with others and the things you do in this world. Okay, use your innate responsibility for good intentions, and you can't go wrong. You could develop towards being an entrepreneur and a business person. You've got so many skills and so much to offer the world. You need, and you could, and you should develop towards being a successful entrepreneur, business person, but it's something you feel passionate about, something that comes from your soul, your spirit, your intuition. You know, the work you choose has got to have meaning for you. You're a powerful force for change, life path 9, and this is what you're developing towards. So work towards finding your passion, and a passion that is for the well-being of the world, and then developing that passion into something that you can bring, that is lucrative, that is tangible in the world. Again, here comes the expression life path 22. Expression 22, not expression life path 22, your talent. You're able to bring what you dream about to the real world. Okay, your 22-4 talent energy gives you the ability to be the most successful spiritual teacher. In fact, yeah, you could be a spiritual teacher in the 9 or working towards, but you've got so much potential to be successful in the world. You could end up being the most successful numerologist, spiritual teacher, teacher of wisdom and knowledge. The most successful of those, you could be the most successful in the world. You know, you've got the potential to take your message to humanity to real successful levels in the world, using your spiritual ability to achieve worldly success. It's quite an exciting 2 numbers together. So you must use your passions, whatever you develop as an entrepreneurial fang, and use your intuition to know what them passions are. Then use your practical and social ability and ability to build in the 22 to help you bring business success to support that life path 9 of being that successful entrepreneur that brings something great. How these 2 numbers can mix if you use your imagination. You're also here to develop excellent social skills and charisma, because you know you want people to listen to you. You know, remember, this is what you're working towards. So you need to develop the skills of a powerful speaker and influencer of others. You can just be the person that just acts in a way that shows you my life is my teaching, but to develop that further, you could actually be that speaker, that teacher, that communicator. And people will, when you've developed your life path 9, hang on your every word, because your confidence and charisma will shine out. So your life path 9 needs you to be a powerful speaker and influencer of others. You know, you're not just showing others how you live and saying my life is my teaching, I practice what I preach, look at me. You also need to push those ideas out further afield and be that teacher and that speaker. Okay, if you can develop even further into that sphere. Your 22-4 energy provides you with excellent social ability, so you can bring people together and talk to people. Quite shy, but you can do it. It might be a bit of a nervy thing for you, but you're here to be a speaker and an influencer of others. So if you can develop that further into more confidence at talking to bigger groups of people, because you're shy, you're not keen on the limelight, so you may struggle to speak to groups. But if you can work towards that, and maybe just keep it as making your life your teaching. Show others that you live the way you preach, if you know what I mean. And then maybe in the future, your confidence might allow you to develop that into being more of a speaker of big groups. So to support your life path 9, work on your potential over time, because remember, it's a life path, a whole life. You don't need to achieve it right now. You know, you're meant to struggle here. Develop your potential to speak confidently in groups. This will help you share your wisdom. And it might develop slowly, or you might take a course, however you want to do it. But don't rush yourself. Remember, this is your life path. It's perfectly okay for this to take most of your life to achieve. You're here to look after the well-being of others, as I keep going on. This is what you're here to develop towards as a 9. But when you're in trouble or you need support, people don't notice because you tend to be the fixer and you don't allow people to help you. Okay, so it's all well and good to help others and help the well-being of others, which is what you're here to do. But what you need to ensure that you do not do is not tell others when you need help, because when you're in trouble and you need support, people tend to not notice because you put up such a strong and powerful front that people almost think that you never have problems, but you do. It's most important as a life path 9 that you give what others need, but in balance, but you must also ask for what you need. You have needs too. You're not Superman or Superwoman. You have needs too. So you need to be more interdependent for your life path 9. Look after others, but also allow others to look after you too. Your 22-4 talent energy makes you a server of others. So you're able and willing to help other people in every way. You're excellent at building a team to help you build and help humanity. So you can support your life path 9 by building that team in the 22 talent and supporting their well-being so that the team can help you to build, but ensure as well that there is a balanced level of interdependence. You're not just the fixer and the helper of others. You are the fixed and the helped also. Okay, there is a balance. You are talented at helping others. There is no getting away from that. But the lesson here is to ensure that you're still looking after yourself and you're still looking after what you need. So important. You're also here to wrap things up. The 9 energy is very much about letting go. So it suggests that as a 9 life path, you hold on to things or perceived injustices from your past, giving you at your worst a bit of a victim mentality, holding on to feelings that really no longer serve you. They just make you angry and frustrated. Maybe they make you act in a way that you wouldn't if you were channeling from intuition. Unable to move on from, say, perceived injustice or, issues from like family in the past or things that people have done to you or things like that. So your life path 9 suggests that you hold on to a bit of a victim mentality at times. Sometimes you just hold on to bad events from the past and maybe struggle to forgive people and move on. Sometimes it's bigger than that and you actually feel beaten down by the world, almost like a victim of the world, and fail to move on from perceived injustice. And your 22-4 talent energy makes you prone to holding on to the past, because the 4 energy in your talent is like the 9 in that you can hold on to injustices of the past quite a lot. And those past issues can hold you back if you let them. Especially perceived family injustice or something that's happened to you in your past through your family or friends that you are holding on to. And it's more vital for you because the 4, the 22-4 and the 9 are both holder-oners and can be victims. Okay, so if you feel that in yourself, you must hold on or push away from that and support your life path 9 by ensuring that you're letting go of feelings of negativity in your life. Access your connection to source to help you understand that all experience occurs to teach us something for our soul's development. Now we can choose to fight and be angry about that, or we can choose to learn from that horrible event rather than being a victim of it. Because when you learn from it, you're less likely to go through it again, because it's all a lesson. Whatever happens to you or whatever you do is part of your lesson. Even being treated badly, because it's adversity where we learn the most, right? So the universe isn't just about good things. You know, it's not just about the amazing, it's also about the bad and experiencing it all. But what you mustn't do, you've got to accept that you've got to experience it all, you know, and not hold on to bad feeling or negativity towards people, others, the world. You know, it's all for your experience. Learn from each of these situations that have been or may have been holding you back. What is the lesson that was in these experiences that you have or could take forward into your life? And then this will make these experiences, though awful, more of a positive step forward for you. Okay. I hope you've really found my video useful today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, smash that bell icon because I'm always uploading new stuff, and I'm doing a live tomorrow at 11 Greenwich Mean Time and again at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you want to ask me any questions, you've got any stuff in your life you're struggling with that's going on at the moment, or you just want to know who you are and your life purpose, then tomorrow at 11 a.m. or 7 p.m. you can do both if you like, or either or. I did 2 different times so I could accommodate more people, and I didn't do today because I thought it's a family day. Anyway, please like this video if you've enjoyed it, and if you want to send me any video requests, if you'd like a reading on all your core numbers, and to help you look forward and maybe realize what happened in the past has been helping you, that's what I can help you with a reading. So contact me on my social media, email, put something in the description box if you want, especially if you want to request a video. And if you want to learn about numerology, I have a course that I've put in the description box that you can click onto, that you can learn all about numerology. And I am eventually going to put a master course on there, but I'm doing so much at the moment, it's been a bit delayed, but it will be something that I will move towards. So as ever, guys, trust the soul within you. Hope to see you tomorrow for my live events. If not, message me, ask me questions, request a video, go on my course. But whatever you do, make sure that it's your intuition that is leading you. Trust the soul within you, guys, because it is only your soul that tells you the right thing in life. Happy 2021. See you tomorrow, I hope.